Captain Smart. You can't say Captain Smart. Enko Dubai. Enko say Mahama. Ayday. Mahama koto hotel Dubai. The NPP, they use the same playbook. Enko siafo. Media duane be mamu every single week. And by the time I am done, obituary will be written in Ghana. Tuesday, January 10th, 2017. John Dramani Mahama extra letter. The harassment. The same thing deny JJ Rawlings. The same thing JJ Rawlings. They did it to John Dramani Mahama in 2017. Addo Kufuor, he's Ghana's craziest political criminal. And that is what Kufuor learned. So in 2017, John Mahama wrote a letter to Kufuor, and what did he write? I refer to our agreements on the above subject matter and wish to inform you that I have decided to formally withdraw both requests to continue to stay at my current place of residence, number 3, Prestige Link, Cantonment, and also to use bungalow number 6, 3rd Avenue Ridge as my office. It would appear that these requests threaten to mar the spirit of cooperation with which we as co-chairs of the joint transition team have managed the smooth transfer of power from my administration to yours. I believe that this controversy is absolutely not needed in these early days as your government settles into office. I do recognize that these are facilities that are conventionally extended to presidents that leave office, and I'm also mindful of the approval by the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana on Wednesday, 4th January 2017, at its 22nd sitting of the 3rd meeting of the 4th session. You will recall, Mr. President, that contrary to the erroneous impression created by some persons in government and the interpretation given to the former letter submitted on my behalf by Mr. Julius Debra, this was a follow-up on an agreement we had on my choice of accommodation and office. I had never requested to purchase the property. My request is therefore humbly withdrawn. As always, my family and I wish you well in your endeavors as you strive to consolidate and advance the gains made by successive government. Signed, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, former President, Republic of Ghana. His Excellency Nana Addo Kufuor, President of the Republic of Ghana. And then John Dramani Mahama CC'd or copied the Asante Hene Otufuor or Setutu. Letter me kan na say saying Nana Addo Kufuor answer na Mahama handy over power to him no omotena se agree dan a obedeba Mahama ene dan a obedeba na ede na office ene nyoma a wo say yede ma no as a president leaving office. John Dramani Mahama ehu the embarrassment, the frustration, the deliberate maligning of ono ene nebusia into letter come Kufuor to say eya me ya Some no etna se made to me be ma agree on nyoma oka se made to me e use as a former president e dan no kura no menka se me fa e dan a wode ma atinem say a former president officer me kan ye any e dan baako but oba power no where you weni e na won kofo no tata me omugu manim ase enti we die mempe se ebeye twema mentwe na ebeye ensem bebre no and John Mahama letter come Kufuor on the Tuesday 10th of January 2017 said Mr. Edano manenka ho office no manenka ho we de me we show brebre nyame nhira wa aban so because sa edan we ni office wenti e de otan ene enmuguase bebre me dia Mr. mane nyina enka ho e na o de letter ni bi koma otumfuo osetutu we 2017. And you know a funny thing? MPP for yaw osafuma for mukai odi enim and good John Mahama nimasi. Said John Mahama peso fa dino or peso ria dino or peso John Mahama cho let and say yeah meeting before I handed over to you. Miss him a dino mo fama mintim and ya dine beya media because I are buying dine. Me di president we or safuma for no say tete car chalk ebe din kwasi asam e good John Mahama nimasi. At a point, John Mahama almost smart ECG. Mami cho bibi. John Mahama granting interview extra Ghana for say me better position. This is what I have gone through. Nana Addo Kufuor play the book na Kufuor no and no be no there John Mahama. This is John Mahama.
So you're a beneficiary of this system. In fact, the likes of Abronia DC quote some 15 million ex gratia that you were paid.
That's
president.
That's an absolute lie. He says in 2013, 14 million was paid into my ADB account. I wish my bank statement was here. I'll show it to you, and then you look. After this interview, I have my 2013 bank statement. I'll let you look through and see if there's any 14 million payment. The only payment that was made to me by government, Accountant General, was my salary arrears of 230,000 cedis. That's all. In 2013. I'll show you that bank statement.
No ex gratia or...
No ex gratia. I was paid 230,000 as salary arrears in 2013. And I can call a group of you journalists. I'll show it to you first. And later, if you want, we can call a group of you journalists. Of course, I don't want to publish my bank statement, but I can put it before you and you look through all the payments and see if there's a 14 million CD payment. I didn't receive any such payment. And he also says that I receive privileges and perks since I left office in 2017, worth 15 million CDs. That is absolutely untrue. I receive only my monthly pension, like President Kufuor, President Rawlings was receiving until he died. That's all I get. The state does not pay my electricity bill. As we sit here, these lights, I pay the bill monthly. The state does not pay. He says they pay my electricity bill. It's not true. I pay the electricity bill for my house and my office. I pay the water bill for my house and my office. I live in my own accommodation, so the state does not pay me anything for accommodation. They haven't given me an office. I rent an office in East Cantonments. I pay the rent myself. I pay my own fuel. The state doesn't give me fuel. I pay my own domestic staff. I pay my own medical bills. I pay my own air tickets when I travel. You know, I'm traveling tonight. I bought those tickets myself, for myself and my wife. And so all those things he said are rubbish. Yes, somebody gave him what we're entitled to. And probably they're doing it for President Kufuor, but they are not doing it for me.
So there was some arrangement as to what...
It was approved in Parliament. Normally, when you leave,
yes,
they approve what should be done for
but
you.
You are not being...
It's not being done. It's not being done for me.
Why?
I don't get electricity.
This is what they did. J.A. Kufuor ni Kufuor. Kufuor we ni diano. Ede Kufuor bae. He replicated the same thing. Na Kufuor or ye Kufuor Foreign Affairs Minister. Kwasi afowei ye kan na obedi di atem say ye did Kufuor atem and ye did Kufuor atem. I am showing you the fact. These documents were brought to me by Kweku Baako. I brought in a status allegation way. I brought in a status here. John Mahama $50 million and as gratia. The president, when he was in opposition, told Ghana for a dime was not given to him by Kufuor. And the Kufuor nitisa achenchina. Nitisa achenchina kwa penny on an Ghana and the cars by 8 in the dinechi. And the cars are Oriano Jubilee House na egudifio ho nima abuo funu. And the yaman every support or two kwaya yaman every entourage you need all the security in kwasiafo na Kufuor one of chen aketia. And we sit in Ghana. Now we can't kwasiasam because nipa begin so be nipa chen obi. J.A. Kufuor is getting every single perk as a former president. Article 68. Adiebia echirewom every single thing. These people, the president of the republic today. Atamos ba power. Adiebia na say a former president. Eje oyema Kufuor. Edie kwasiasam no. J.A. monye nipa. Yatna krom the same strategy oboma Kweku Baako eko Switzerland ebetwa ntro say wakonya bibia went to manfanche no the same thing me my senior brother and I respect him a lot Captain Smart Captain Smart enko Dubai enko say Mahama ayedey Mahama koto hotel Dubai the same playbook. The NPP, they use the same playbook in Kwasiafo. And sometimes when we sit here, now you perceive a chiriman say, part way we Kwasiafo, and nobody should listen to you because Mokufuor no, and Mokufuor, and especially Mokufuor no, on Kanu Kure. He is a political criminal, and nobody should listen to Kufuor because Kufuor deliberately or say nipa. And sometimes when we sit here and we speak the hard truth, you misconstrue or whatever you want to say. You change it and say, yeah, or time Santifor, now Santifor money gold, or time Kufuor, now time MPP, now Kwasiafo ma, Kufuor Chantamils, Kufuor or Chen John Mahama, Kufuor Chen Kwame Nkrumah. We are talking about the deeds of Kufuor, which was terrible, and then Kufuor do esuya. They embarrassed John Mahama the same way J.A. Kufuor adwene bɔne ahyɛ ne tirimuma. The same thing he did to J.J. Rawlings. At a point, they even sent ECG to go to John Mahama's house to go and see say John Mahama etuya light bill. That is the MPP. They sent ECG. Say ECG for Enko John Mahama fie after Parliament has passed to say was say onya all his specs, Nana do Addo Kufuor kwasi campaign na watching no. He did not give John Mahama. And so still what they did was they sent the ECG to just go to John Mahama's house to go and check say John Mahama trying a light bill because they be election they wanted to disgrace John Mahama. This is Dubik Mahama under MPP. Kwasi Afwo.
Yeah. So former president's bill, ye coletina, ye chief of staff for Amanetia.
Kenyo, ain't former president Rawlings, Kufuor, Atta Mills, John Mahama.
So
okay, meet you.
Let me break it down. Former president Kufuor bills is here ye the command chief of staff, ye the chief of staff are Juma. Ye former president John Mahama dear. Yes, you can. I do. Yes, I say. Me bomb pie so be unfair in your politics. Ye bomodia my ensedru ye ensakano. Ye ensakano no. Only the no already now utia.
Okay. Onu trying to build that.
Onu trying to build that. It is here. They all say you need to be doing moving forward so that it will be absorbed. Na ye chief of staff I had.
But how come say that I need trying to build?
When I make us discrepancies ni bini say send away your juma any son now be certain responses. Nanka ye corner ye ahead of time near the qua. Me fan two on the doorstep and I mean no political I am your office. I was saying kaya corner and you reading the meter near chance say Your Excellency, we will handle it from here. Thank you. What you say? So we now have putting that structures in place after a very comprehensive conversation with the chief of staff. She told us her peace of mind and told us exactly what we have to do. Because now people will try to drop the problem at the political doorstep, which is wrong. Because if the institution to say there was it's our problem. They
are lying. Oh, I don't they wanted to disgrace him. 2020 before elections. Yanko kasa Mahama trying a light bomb. Kwena Mahama kasa personally ni bottom ska or the trying a light bill. Now my mention wa David, the MPP dangerous. Kufuor is one of those dangerous politicians in Ghana. Very dangerous. So what is a Kufuor kasa about Bibi Achonfri home? J.A. Kufuor or one of the most diabolic Onyak Abadaye or the former president Uncle Oman Yiriu. And he says today, Menoka say, Ochina Munina Moncho Mike in Konoho. Namonka say, Ade or ye and on one cassa a yen a day, because and they be dinner a day. Monfa Mike in court, Sna. Namoko Pam Papa Kufuor said, Dia ye and one cassa, dia ye no, a ye fe. A 2% Ghana for you with this away, the Pebia, or dog or Yonko Sawu. Unya ba Santinia, your cousin, Kausha Manewu, all because Obisa we are incompetent to abruchi. Obawo miana wodene my by force say one ne engine dino. Obawo miano. How many times Oka say John Mahama you incompetent in opposition? How can we lower ourselves to say the Jimmy? And then we sit in Ghana, the firewall of funny pebi home, where the encoma samade and we are Santini. Or ya Santini obedi president into Odi Bonia. Mama Yanka. Ma make sure the similarities between Bawumia Kufuor Abain and Kufuor Abain. You will see the playbook near the same. And this is just the beginning. Make sure Ghana for nobody 28 years and below. No, make sure Ghana politics. Politician be you you don't have to be sympathetic. Listen to Nipana checking the record. Don't be sympathetic to people, all because of the way they look now. No, look at the person and read about the person. You will know the person's past record. And then a bet show, Nipanatibia. There are people, you are not just supposed to look at them and feel for them because of the way they look. No, you need to look at them and look at their history. Look deep behind them and you will see who they are. And that is a typical example of a hypocrite, a Kufuor. I mention the similarities between the Kufuor and the Kufuor Bino. Bibian Chenji, the same playbook, and Mahamudu Baumia or Kufuor Korano. It is the same playbook he's going to use. And Newton and there, Baumia Korano Kwasiafwa, power best son, Yenya to me, because it is Kufuor who is the chief coach. He is directing them what to do. And Kufuor playbook no you use to be do hane. Into where not yet to say Yabapa Kufuor and Kotuma Baumia. It is the same thing he did. Mamencho, the similarities. Weja obodam. Mamencho. J.A. Kufuor be the president. Mamencho. Kufuor di wie no, the Kufuor be the same thing. Shade. Similarities between the Kufuor and Kufuor governance. Now, Kufuor gave his brother the position of defense minister. Other prominent positions went to his family members and childhood friends. Oba Kufuor, you will see this when it comes to appointment. Kufuor gave his cousin the position of finance minister and upgraded him by appointing his baby mama and friends as well. Into Kufuor power no and only any experience in defense and also defense minister. Yebusa and also Ojidi said in Yanibitumaye. Nana do Danko Kufuor no Kufuor foreign affairs minister no. Oba no also Oforia Tambe finance minister, the direct cousin. Remember, in conform ni Kufuor ye adwuma ni nyina no, Nana do Danko Kufuor the transfer mu nyina the majority of them eba na abemu Osafoma Afo, the former auditor general, Hakmarusu Ajiman, Fremont Parry. These are the same people. It replication no happened. Kufuor the taking over no. The similarities na make sure no. Kufuor ba na demand ba ni nua bema be defense minister and na den or friend him down for oni omoboko shata for say mo hand krono and Kufuor by the same thing Oforiata take over. Now when it comes to denial of privileges to predecessors, senior omutumi deny omu colleagues omuja tumi momo. Kufuor denied Rawlings his privileges as the former president even when Nana Kunedu was sick. Now come to Kufuor. Kufuor denied Mahama his privileges as the former president. Mahama paid for his own medical expenses, travel expenses, and utilities. It's the same playbook. Kufuor would deny JJ, Kufuor would deny Mahama. Kufuor will appoint his brother as defense minister, Kufuor will appoint his cousin as the finance minister. Now, when it comes to family, business, and benefits, make sure similarities. MPP is a dangerous political party. Kufuor is not different from Kufuor. And the two of them, they are not different from Bawumia because Bawumia is their apprentice. Now, when it comes to family business and benefits, Kufuor's children formed an SPV a year after he won power in 2002 to facilitate the purchase of a hotel under dubious circumstances. Hotel Wawa. Kufuor bedi power 2 years weapon and number a company and the SPV special purpose vehicle and the tour hotel Wawa. Kufuor and the creative Oba Kufuor Nana Danko Kufuor's daughters formed an NGO, My Sister's Keeper. What company no? They took donations from the financial institutions. They had $25 million in painting contract, Jankroma, and other things. So Refi, My Sister's Keeper, this is the damage they did. Make sure similarities. Do you remember My Sister's Keeper? Nana Danko Kufuor and they basically took monies from financial institutions and created My Sister's Keeper. The documentations, the checks, everything showed the amount of money they made from the taxpayer, 227,000, and so much money, over 25 million, it went to them. All because Kufuor was using the Kufuor playbook. So Kufuor at the hotel man and ma, Kufuor so no My Sister's Keeper. So it is the same thing they are doing. Now let's go back to the similarities. Make sure Sankofoe Adiomaya, you are not supposed to sit and entertain the LPP. Now, when you go down to the second page, Mamencho, thank you very much, team. Mamenchamo, MPP for we. The same thing. That is why they are all saying, Bawumia, they are coming to do the same thing. As far as J. Kufuor is there, that is what they will do. Now, let me show you similarities. Now, when it comes to corruption and kickbacks, do you remember the kickbacks in the Kufuor's government? Let me show you. J. Kufuor, Haruna Iseku, the NPP chairman in 2005. Do you remember? Yes. Admitted on secret tape that the kickbacks, that's the bribes, were paid to Kufuor in Ghana must go back by contractors. Okay. Haruna Iseku, no, MPP chairman, or catch the Ghana and say, kickbacks and Kufuor, na yedigu Ghana must go. Do you remember? Nana Dankwa Kufuor came to power. As corruption and kickbacks. In 2017, the same issue of corruption was related by Nana Addo Kufuor in the cash for seat scandal. Investors were charged money before they could see Kufuor or sit next to him. Moka ese Bruni investor be a press conference. They were paying them over $50,000 before you can see Kufuor. It's the same similarity, the same playbook. Kufuor, it is going to end up with Bawumia. That is what the MPP represent. J.A. Kufuor is not a saint. On an part in the poison, they are all learning from the blueprint of J.A. Kufuor. Now, when you go to political witch hunt against opponents, let me show you what they have done. Political witch hunt, similarities. Kufuor and Kufuor, Bawumia wants to replicate. Kufuor constituted a commission to investigate Rawlings' attempt to discredit him and put him in jail forcefully, but failed. His wife, Nana Kunedu, was processed for court. Mokai, Kufuor power and Oshadate, the reconciliation committee. The strategy was that na opesan Kobiba TV so beka se Kufuor JJ Rawlings bomb yiribu tuo munku JJ Rawlings. Nobody was bold enough to stand on national television to say JJ Rawlings banifie body obi trimu tuo. Omo de JJ yiri ko gina court. Adentira almost say in Sawum Canary B de Nana Kunedu Ajima Rawlings aton at this day sa Canary no sa factory no Nana Kunedu na ton ye company no ewen. Result of the court proceedings, they could see saying J.A. Kufuor withdrew that court case because it was just jandama kwekubakum kreti and I'm catching Ghana for say Nana Kunedu aton in Sawum and Canary. And so at the end of the day, J.A. Kufuor Kasabine withdrew that case from court. Nana Kunedu Anton Bibia. They set up the reconciliation committee to destroy JJ Rawlings, dent his image, but nobody was able to say JJ Kumi Papa, JJ Kumi Mame. So Kufuor failed on that mission. Nana Addo Kufuor, what happened? Replica. Kufuor personally wrote to OSP to investigate Mahama on an Airbus issue. Do you remember? Nana Addo Kufuor Chokoma Airbus, Chokoma OSP said, unprosecuted John Mahama. Mahama knew nothing about Airbus, but Kufuor was learning from Kufuor. Persecution, going after former president. This is the similarities that make natural. The NPP, they learn all their diabolic things from J.A. Kufuor. Anytime I can say, in Ghana, one of the greatest political criminals I can never forgive, J.A. Kufuor, because Onona as say Ghana na bedruha. Don't sit there and let it become your tribal fight. Ask the questions. Use the documents to back your statements. It is not about Obi Enyini. It is not about Obi Amewofa. It is not about Obi Taobi. It is about what their deeds, what they did. Bonia Kufuor di, Oni Kufuor di, and why we need to prevent the MPP from coming close to power. J.A. Kufuor is one of the greatest political criminals in the history of Ghana. And as time goes on, I will break things down. Munyina ube hu Kufuor na sebi or one among pesi ebe kana asem no. On say because Kufuor cleaned the system. Because Kufuor or paper, you people are struggling to get materials to defend Kufuor. Because no dream say or ye of war. Na no nim say or ye on nensa. You the people sitting there and saying we want to defend Kufuor. You cannot even get materials to defend Kufuor because Kufuor clean his ass. Kufuor deliberately or prepare the bonnet and the more Kufuor ankasa no aduane e dia manedia munye bi manindi because of the diabolic mind that J.A. Kufuor. So I can tell you on authority. One of the most dangerous democratically elected politician in Ghana, J.A. Kufuor. Nobody should give him that room to even sit on any national television to decide for us who should lead Ghana. Never in the history of Ghana should that happen. And I keep saying, Obi Oho, that's what I say, Obi to defend Kufuor, only unity with the facts. I am still waiting, and I'm not blinking. Because what I have started, I want the young generation to understand. Tribe, if you do wrong, we will correct you. We will let the young people know that your records are not right and that you have no moral right to sit anywhere else and decide for us. Maka, and I'll keep saying it. Kufuor as a husband, I respect him. Kufuor as a former president, I respect him. Kufuor as a dad. Kufuor as an uncle. Kufuor as a family head. But Kufuor as a politician is one of the greatest criminals Ghana has ever had. And you see, let me show you something. Let's read the Constitution before I put the curtains down. Article 68 of 1992 Constitution. This is Article 68. Article 68, conditions of office of president. The president shall not, while he continues in office as president, A, hold any other office of profit or emolument, whether private or public, and whether directly or indirectly. B, hold the office of chancellor or head of any university in Ghana. You say, ubedi president, what the office no? You cannot hold any office. So the only job you do, your full-time job, is being the president of the republic. This is Article 68. Now, 2, the president shall not, on leaving office as president, the president shall not, on leaving office as president, hold any office or profit or emolument, except with the permission of parliament in any establishment, either directly or indirectly, other than that of the state. You see, with the president, you cannot take any job and Jessica and pay unless it's a parliament actually say ube into John Mahama, JJ Rawlings more every power no, they were not supposed to work anywhere except parliament in Kwanabeka say ube to my juma. Into John Mahama was not working for any salary. JJ Rawlings the same. It's not JJ Rawlings now or catch Kufuor say, I beg you, give me the assistance. Now Foreign Affairs Minister Kufuor say, yeah, nya. Now Kufuor say, yes, yeah, nya. What makes you become an evil man? You ni abadaye, unye ni papa ubetuma bua Ghana. Now the Danko Kufuor learn all this nonsense from J.A. Kufuor. 3, the president shall receive such salary, allowances and facilities as may be prescribed by parliament on the recommendation of the committee referred to in Article 71 of this constitution. Into every time be a Sambiano, I was a president, and as a parliament, omuti ekua, omubetnase adwendwene the president in the into every time there's a change in government, a committee being put together by parliament, omun also muchre president we kofi or the Kasimiensa or the Daimienu, and then John Mahama Ekano, when the Kufuor came to office, that was done, but the Kufuor decided not to give him anything. The same applies to J.A. Kufuor. That was done. Kufuor decided to take all courtesies from Rawlings and wanted his wife to die. And then me say, na me cheche mado kwasi akaje say me tan Kufuor abuo biba. Now let me show you something. Page 4.4. Kwasi afo munim de abedura magana abedura. Kufuor nka no kre. Point 4. Mame dwudwa mu nkyerɛw. Constitution aye kan no. Point 4. On leaving office, the president shall receive a gratuity in addition to pension, equivalent to his salary and other allowances and facilities prescribed by parliament in accordance with clause 3 of this article. Inti sa committee na parliament beteno pex na ba ni nyina no de akeka ho nyina omo no mo decide inti president no so free power obeji gratuity obesage the pension obeji nyoma nkitinkiti a parliament be she John Mahama enya ba akumpo. Emma John Mahama throw letter come Kufuor and or copy Nana Otumfuor say tutu Otumfuor ni mu nyina. What did Otumfuor say? They will tell you Otumfuor was working behind the scenes. I have no problem with him or your politician. I'm dealing with the politicians. Point 5. The salary, allowances, facilities, pensions, and gratuity referred to in clause 3 and 4 shall be exempt from taxes. Sa sika ebetua ex-president yente tax in free or gene salary or the gratuity or ni nyina tax free. Did they give John Mahama? Did they give JJ Rawlings? Kufuor said no. And the Kufuor is saint. I'm asking you, John Mahama about power. Has Kufuor come out to say Onyan salary one day? Every single thing is given to Kufuor. Former president cars akesiye di nechi BMW 7 Series from 1995 Kufuor will be. And we sit in Ghana and people tell us adenti na woka Kufuor asem na Kufuor che Kwame Nkrumah. Is Kufuor better than Kwame Nkrumah? Is Kufuor better than JJ Rawlings? Ade na Kufuor de nsa kan ya owie ye. De akofo ntokwa we nyina ba ne se me se mo nkyere me ade Kufuor start ya owie ye. Ebesi nne kwase bia ba ntumi nkyere me ba akumpo. O ka chem se NHIA project emmoa. Kufuor is a bad politician. His governance was the worst. The lies that he told us, the way some journalists be that Ghana for and make create impressions that Kufuor he is not. Point 6. Where the president is removed from office under paragraph C of clause 1 of article 69 of this constitution or resigns, he shall be entitled to such pension and other retirement awards and facilities as Parliament may prescribe on the recommendation of the committee referral in Article 71 of this constitution. So President require a resigning Abrawa officer. Still, he gets these perks. Sa entitlement way, sa a salary gratuity, sa pension, he gets it. So Kufuor boldly wrote a letter to JJ Rollins and said, I have taken it away from you. That is a crime against the constitution. For a Kufuor as a foreign minister, telling JJ Rollins to say, Wako say Kufuor is incompetent. Kufuor catch them and say, Mame Mao, what you deserve, no? That is a crime against the state. A Kufuor Jimmy way today, we are giving him everything. And people sit and say, Umwadia, me nya kwarao. I am a dad. I'm a dad. Me okunu me woma me to me Ghana ni ametinyo mase. So nobody can sit anywhere in a corner and try to intimidate Ghana for. No, we will explain it. We will break it down. We will let you people know. Say Kufuor need him. Montwe mo mics no na monko Kufuor nko busa questions. Not me. Point 7, the salary and allowance payable to the president and any pension or gratuity payable to him on leaving office shall be charged on the consolidated fund. And you be bottom sika consolidated fund musika na yedi yetua president nika. So why did these people refuse John Mahama? Why did Kufuor at that time, if it wasn't coming from consolidated fund, why did he refuse? The constitution makes it clear that the president deserves it. The last part of the constitution, me church room. Maya ready amamo, munyina, I'm ready for you. Minja adwa. Point 8, the salary, allowances, facilities, and privileges of the president shall not be varied to his disadvantage while he holds office. 9, the pension payable to the president and the facilities available to him shall not be varied to his disadvantage during his lifetime. So nobody has the right to stop any of these things going to the former president or whoever it is. Nobody, because it was put together by parliament and the constitution upholds it. It is a we are Ghana in our juma. The Kufuor ye no, and the Kufuor ye no, and why should anybody trust Kufuor when he speaks on loyalty? He speaks on being patriotic. He speaks on being a former president, and we should listen to him. Why should we listen to Kufuor? Because deliberately, not per se a former president in that is what Kufuor was doing. He was abusing the power we gave him. Kufuor, yeah, Papa Kufuor, memo bian kanasem. Minyan started here. But you see, and I'm starting StoneBwoy, and I will prepare the food for you people. Every single week. And by the time I am done, obituary will be written in Ghana. And we are here, we will see.